Hello everyone, welcome back to Heavenly Twins Creations. Thank you for watching and thank you for subscribing. So today we are going to be learning how to crochet the double-sided scrunchies. You heard me right, double-sided. So the materials we're going to be using for this tutorial is your scissors or yarn sniper, your crochet hook, which is a 2.0 millimeter crochet hook, your darning needle or a tapestry needle, then your yarn. Of course, I use a yarn 40 gram acrylic fiber, and then you're also going to need your rubber band. So if you we have different type of rubber band you can use, but this is the rubber band we are going to be using today. So if you need a tutorial on how to use other type of rubber band, just drop it in the comment section. I'll be sure to upload the video. So these are some of the crunchies we made before. This is a two-sided scrunchie with two colors, as you can see, and this is a beaded scrunchie. You can see it is bead, very fine and beautiful. And then this is another scrunchies we make. This is pink crunchies with white edging. You can see how it is very beautiful, and you can see it stretches very well. And then this is the scrunchies with the double color edging. You can see it's very fine. So if you need a tutorial for any of this one, just let us know in the comment section. I'll be sure to upload the video. Thank you very much. Now let's begin our tutorial. Okay, so for round one we're going to be using our rubber band. So this is an elastic band right here. So if you need a tutorial on how to use this elastic band to make your scrunchies, just let us know. So but for today we're going to be using this rubber band, and as you have it, let's grab your yarn. And the first thing we're going to be doing is to make a slip knot. Yes, so if you don't know how to do this, you can go back to our previous tutorial on this channel where we taught how to do a slip knot for beginners and all. So the first thing, we are going to make a slip knot, then insert your hook into the crochet hook. Then you're going to bring your rubber band. Sorry, I'm just trying to adjust my hand to replace you all will be able to see it. So you're going to insert your hook into the rubber band, and then you're going to pull up a loop. Like you can see now, we have two loops on our hook. Then you're going to slip stitch. That's pulling through that last stitch. So make sure it's tight and secure on your band. So we're going to be weaving in that tail along as we crochet along the band. So do well to bring your yarn tail to the other side. So next we are going to be working a single crochet into the band. So you are going to place your yarn in the band. We are going to single crochet over the band. Then you pull up a loop. You are going to have two loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through two loops. Insert your hook, bring a loop up, yarn over and pull through two loops. Insert your yarn, your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through two loops. Just like that, we are going to single crochet along the band. Insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two loops. So we're going to do that for the rest of the round, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so we are at the end of the round, and I still have to do few more single crochets to close it up properly. And so we are at the end of the round. So to end this round, you are going to slip stitch into the first single crochet, as you can see. Slip stitch and pull through. That's it. So your work should be looking like this right now. So we are going to be starting round 2. For round 2, we're going to be going up with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to be working in the front loop. So we have the back loop, as you can see, and we also have the front loop in these stitches. So we're going to be working in just the front loop of each stitch, the front loop only. The front loop only. We're going to be working the front loop only. So we're going to be working 3 double crochets into the front loop. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. And the last double crochet, we're going to be working into that front loop. And there you have it. So we have 3 double crochet in the first front loop. Now we're going to be working into the front loop of the next stitch. The front loop. We're still going to be working 3 double crochet into the front loop. So we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet into that same front loop. Then we're going to work into the next front loop only, 3 double crochet. So we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. Then we're still going to be working 3 double crochet into the next stitch, the front loop only. So we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and 3 double crochet. So you can see our scrunchie is starting to form. So we're going to be doing that all the way and round up to the end. Remember, we are working in the front loop only of each stitch. Working in the front loop only of each stitch. We're going to be doing that till the end of round. So do that and we'll meet you at the end. So I'm at the end and I just have 1 stitch remaining. So I'm going to be working 3 double crochet in that remaining last stitch, the front loop only. So after working in your last stitch, we're going to slip stitch in the first double crochet. There you have it. So moving on to round 3, we're going to be going up with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to be working 1 double crochet in the next stitch, both loop this time. 1 double crochet. Then in the next stitch, we're going to be working 1 double crochet in both loops. So work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, and then work 1 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. So that's just going to be the pattern for this round. We're going to be working 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end. So continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch to the end. Work on both loops this time around. Continue working 1 double crochet in each stitch. So continue working it. So that's what we're going to repeat for the whole round, and do that and I'll meet you at the end. Alright, so we are at the end of the round, as you can see. So I'm just going to put 1 double crochet in my last stitch there, and this is how Scrunchie is looking at for the now. So we are going to be edging our scrunchie now, and I'm going to be using a different color of yarn. I'm using white yarn this time around. So what you have to do to do a color change, so you insert your hook into the top of the first double crochet, and then whichever way as a beginner you can tie a slip knot. So I'm going to be tying a slip knot, then I'm going to insert my hook in the slip knot outside, and then pull through those two loops I have on my hook, and there you have it. So that's how I change my color. You can cut that yarn. So now we are going to be going up with a chain of 3 for our edging. Then you are going to slip stitch into the first chain from hook, that very first chain you made. Slip stitch into that chain, then you're going to skip the next stitch, and slip stitch into the third stitch. So that's our first edging. So we're going to continue that chain 3, slip stitch into the very first chain you made, skip 1 stitch, then slip stitch into the next stitch. So we're going to be doing that again. Chain 3, slip stitch into the very first chain you made, skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next. So you can see it's very beautiful. Chain 3, slip stitch into the very first chain you made, then skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next. Chain 3, slip stitch into the very first chain you made, skip the next and single crochet into the next stitch. Slip stitch into the next stitch. So we're going to be repeating that pattern all the way to the end, and I'll see you at the end of the round. So we are at the end of the round. I still have one more picot to do. So we're going to chain 3, slip stitch into the very first chain, skip 1 stitch and slip stitch into the next. So despite any stitch that is remaining at the end, just slip stitch into the bottom of the very first stitch we made before, just like that. And with that, we are done with the edging of our scrunchies. So I'm going to be cutting my yarn. You can either choose to use a yarn sniper, which is this, or a scissor. So I'm going to be using my scissors. I'm just going to cut off that yarn, then chain 1 and pull through. That's it. Then I'm still going to be cutting the other one from the other round. And there we have the first part of our scrunchies. So it says 2-sided scrunchies. We're going to be working on the second part of the scrunchies now, which is at the back. You're going to turn your scrunchies the back facing you like this. Okay, so now this is the wrong side facing you. So if you want a 2-colored scrunchies like this, as you can see, the main color is blue, light blue, and we edge it with pink, and here we have pink and we edge it with light blue. So if you want that same thing for these scrunchies you are making, instead of starting with an army green as I'm about to begin, you have to start with the white color or any color of your choice. As you can see, it's two color. So you are going to start with white right now and edge it with the army green color or any color you are using. That's if you want two different shades of color like this other scrunchie. As you can see, it's two color and two-sided, so the choice is yours. Now you are going to put your scrunchies facing you, the wrong side facing you, and then you are going to make a slip knot, or you can just do it this other way, anyone. Now you are going to take your scrunchie. You know, we left the back loop of in our previous row. Now you look at your where your chain stitch is coming from, the chain where you ended the round. Now the next stitch after the chain stitch row, you are going to insert your hook there immediately after the chain. You are going to insert your hook there, and then you are going to slip stitch, pull up a slip stitch as we did before. Just pull that up, and then we're going to be weaving in that end tail as we walk along. So we are going to bring the yarn tail to this other side, so we are going to be working in it. So now in that loop that is remaining, you are going to be working 3 double crochet into the stitch as we did from the other round. So those back loop you left, that's what we're going to be working on in this round. So you've just been working 3 double crochet in each loop as we did before. So work 3 double crochet into the previous back loop, which is your front loop here. Then work 3 double crochet into the next loop. Work 3 double crochet into the next loop. Make sure you weave your tail as you work along. So work 3 double crochet in each loop. So continue working 3 double crochet into each loop. Work 3 double crochet into the loops. So this is what your work should be looking like. So we're going to repeat that for each loop to the end. I'll meet you at the end. So I'm at the end of the round. I still have 2 more loops to work in, so I'm just going to work in 3 double crochet into each of them to end the round. And now I'm going to slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet and slip stitch. Then we're going to be going up for the next round, going up with the chain of 3, and then double crochet into the next stitch, 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 double crochet into the next stitch. So that's the pattern for this row, same as the previous one we did for the other side of the scrunchie. So you're just going to repeat that all the way, and I'll meet you at the end. So we are at the end of the round, so I'm just going to work a double crochet to the last stitch and slip stitch into the top of the first double crochet with our other yarn, the other color of your yarn. Mine is white, or whichever color you are using. So I'm going to make a slip knot like I did before, and I'm going to insert my hook into the top of the first double crochet, and I'll bring in that slip knot into my hook and pull through both loops on the hook. Then I'm going up with a chain of 3 for the edging, and then you're going to slip stitch into the first chain you made, then skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain you made, skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain you made, skip the next stitch and slip stitch into the next, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain and skip the stitch and slip stitch into the next. So we're going to repeat that all the way to the end, and I'll meet you at the end. So we are at the end of the round, and I'm going to be working in my last edging, chain 3, slip stitch to the first chain, skip 1 stitch and slip stitch to the next. So I have 1 chain remaining, and then I'm going to just leave that and slip stitch into the bottom of the edging, which is where the chain 3 is coming from. Put a slip stitch there, then you're going to cut your yarn, chain 1 and pull through. So I'm going to be cutting the other strand of yarn, and here you have your beautiful 2-sided scrunchie. So you're just going to weave in those ends, as you can see. So I'm going to be weaving in just one of the ends with my darning needle. So you're going to weave in those ends. So you're going to insert your yarn into the needle, or you can use a tapestry needle if you have one, your crochet needle. You can actually use this if you have this, but if you don't, you can actually go with the one I'm using, which I personally like using. So you're just going to pass it through some few rows at the back, and you are going to pull through that. Then you are going to cut it with your scissors. So just do that for the rest of the ends. Just weave it in just as I've shown you, and there you have your beautiful, beautiful two-sided scrunchie. You can see it's very beautiful. You can use any color of your choice, so you can also use it as your hand scrunchie. So that's all for today's tutorial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and we'll see you in our next tutorial. Bye.